Hi gang, welcome back to Facts and Firearms. I'm Ayoob, and today we've got a little bit of an offbeat topic for you. One of our commenters asked, we know you've been writing for gun magazines for years and testing different guns. Are the rumors true that the manufacturers send you writer folks the really slicked up, idealized versions of the gun, or do you test the same kind of guns we're going to have? The answer is yes and yes. It can be both. Cases in point, over the years, I've had guns that I had to send back to the factory that were crap and told the editor I cannot, in good conscience, promote this thing. I've had some that were so darn nice I bought them. Anybody can manufacture a lemon. I remember getting a Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum many years ago that out of the box was missing a side plate screw. I had one that was an experimental, an early production of a .22 caliber pocket auto that blew up in my hand because the manufacturer wanted to be able to say ours holds more rounds than the Beretta. And to get the magazines to feed with that many rounds, they had to hog way too much metal off the feed ramp, which left the casing unsupported, and we had a case head separation, blowout, ruined my shooting glasses that I had on, thank God. And the manufacturer took the gun back and paid me for a new pair of corrected shooting glasses. Here we are today with an example of that. You would not expect the Colt factory to be sending you a crappy example of their premier gun. This is a Colt Python, and it dates back to the late 1980s. Harry Kane, who was my editor then at Combat Handguns magazine, said, hey, we'd like to do a story on the Smith & Wesson, the Colt stainless version of the Colt Python. And I had always been a big-time Python fan, and I was like, yeah, stainless, cool. And we called the factory, and the bad news was, the only ones we have are the ones with the satin finish. The satin finish being, sort of plain, flat, bead blasted. And I told Harry, the editor, I said, it's the whole thing with the Python is the super deluxe this, super deluxe that, the super slick action, and that gorgeous royal blue finish. And if it's not going to have that level of polish in the stainless, it's not really a Python. I said, yeah, but we're committed for the article. So they sent me the stainless gun, which wound up being this guy. Notice it does not have factory grips on it. That's because the factory grips literally did not fit. The checkered Colt walnut grips had a gap in between them. So I took those off, put on, I think at the time, Packmeyers. Later put these on. I'll talk about those in a minute. Tried the action. And the action was like somebody had poured sand in the damn thing. I'm like, this is a Python? It doesn't have the smooth action. It doesn't have the gorgeous high polish finish. Where's the Python in this Python? Took it out to the range. Started with 38 wad cutters. Said, okay, let's see how this thing shoots. So 25 yards just to see where the sights were. It came with Acro adjustable iron sights, Colt standard at that time. And I squeezed off 3 shots from the bench rest. Said, well, let's see how this thing worked. Went down range and I see one hole. I'm like, one hole. 25 yards. I hit it once out of 3 times from a bench rest. And super accuracy is supposed to be another Python thing. I get closer. I look at that hole. It's a bit large for 38 wad cutter. There are 3 distinct radii. The gun has put 3 shots into not just one hole, but almost one .38 caliber bullet hole. I suddenly realized I can forgive this gun a whole lot of other stuff. So finished the test, paid Colt, bought the gun, sent it immediately to the Colt custom shop, where they did the exquisite action that this gun now has, both double and particularly single. For the grips, I had found this pair in, of all places, the bargain used accessory box at one of the all-time great gun shops, Riley's Sports Shop in Hooksett, New Hampshire. These are either Amoskegs or a wonderfully close copy of Amoskegs. The gun is exquisitely accurate. The one time I shot the Buckmasters World Championship, I used this gun. That involved 100-yard shooting, and it brought me into the top 10, which I was delighted with. So I guess the answer is sometimes a lemon really will make you lemonade. But yeah, sometimes they give you a gun that's been slicked up. I know of at least one case where the company did that. That company's no longer in business, by the way. For the most part, they simply grab one out of stock and send it to you. If anything, you're more likely to wind up with subpar than above par, simply because a whole lot of the people who deal with gun writers figure, we're buying advertising from their company, they're going to say something nice about it anyway, so let's just send them something. And it turns out some of us who don't always say nice things, which is why I've been banned by so many gun companies for my gun reviews. But the bottom line is the reader and the viewer are the most important. And there's one final lesson. When you write in your comments, never ask a simple question from a garrulous old man who loves the sound of his own voice. We hope to see you next time on the Facts and Firearms channel. We hope you'll subscribe, and we hope you'll ring the bell for a notification of future content.